Welcome to today's Medicare workshop. I'm Dan McCarty, agent and owner of McCarty Insurance Group and founder of SecureMyMedicare.com. Over the past 2 decades, I've helped thousands of individuals just like you secure their Medicare benefits. And if you're like most of them, you're overwhelmed and confused by all the marketing and all the literature you've received. I'm glad you found us. In just a few moments as you go through today's workshop, confusion will give way to clarity. As I unpack the ABCs of Medicare, the light bulb will go on and you'll understand all the options available to you in Medicare. You're about to make one of the most important decisions when it comes to your financial future. I'm so glad you're taking a little bit of time to get the knowledge and get the understanding so that you can make confident decisions as you move forward. I recommend you grab a pen and paper, put the distractions aside for just a few moments as we unpack today's subject, the ABCs of Medicare. Our mission and the entire purpose of this workshop today is to provide you an opportunity to get an education. We want you to have a comprehensive understanding of Medicare and all the coverage options available to you. It's my belief that once you're equipped with this knowledge, you'll be empowered to confidently select the coverage that's right for you. And finally, once we've brought clarity to the chaos, I hope that you'll do like thousands of other individuals just like you and make an appointment with one of our trusted advisors. They'll tailor a plan to meet your specific needs based on your medications, the doctors and hospitals that you use. Prepare to step into your future with confidence, knowing that when things change, we're here to help navigate those changes with you. And your future, your finances, and your Medicare is secure. Medicare is a federal health insurance program. It's designed for specific individuals. To be eligible, you or your spouse must have worked a minimum of 10 years. You also must have what's known as a qualifying event, like turning age 65, going on permanent disability, or being diagnosed with end-stage renal disease. If you've put in the time and paid the taxes, and you have a qualifying event, you are eligible for Original Medicare. Now, Original Medicare consists of Medicare Part A and Part B. A pays for your hospital expense. Part B pays for what's known as medical coverage. That includes services like your physician, services, and supplies. Medicare Part A and Part B are the entitlements that you are eligible for if you meet this basic criteria. If you're drawing Social Security, you'll automatically be enrolled in Medicare Part A and Part B. If you're not on Social Security, you must actively enroll yourself. You can check out the link below and enroll at Social Security's website, or if you prefer, you can call 1-800-MEDICARE or the Social Security hotline number. You have a 7-month period in which you can enroll in Medicare. It begins 3 months before your birth month, includes your birth month, and extends 3 months after. It's known as your initial enrollment period. Once enrolled in Medicare, you'll receive your red, white, and blue Medicare card. And just like American Express, you don't leave home without it. Your Medicare card contains some very important information. It has your Medicare number and shows your Part A and B effective dates. If your birthday is between the 2nd and 31st of the month, your Medicare benefits will begin on the first day of your birth month. If your birthday is on the 1st, your Medicare will go into effect the 1st of the month prior. If you're going to remain in the workforce, you'll have the choice to stay on your group employer-provided insurance or enroll in private insurance coverage. Your group insurance will coordinate with Medicare. Depending on the number of employees, it will determine who is primary and who is secondary. If there's less than 20 employees, Medicare is primary, the employer coverage is secondary. In this case, you would be required to enroll in Part B for your benefits to coordinate. Now, when you're no longer employed, you'll want to activate Medicare Part B. If you don't enroll in Medicare Part B and you're no longer employed, you'll receive a penalty. The Part B premium penalty is 10% for each 12-month period that you were eligible for Part B and did not enroll. Our advisors are here to help you. There's no obligation, no cost, no fees for service. We'll help you determine whether group coverage or Medicare is better for you at this time. Some things that you're going to want to consider is not just the premium, but deductibles, co-payments, max out of pocket, and your prescription drug costs. Set an appointment with one of our advisors today. They can also help your spouse who may not be eligible for Medicare yet. There's many great options out there, from healthcare.gov to the Christian Healthcare Ministries. We'll help find a plan that's right for you and your family. So you're probably wondering, what does Medicare cost? Well, when it comes to Medicare Part A, it's free. Well, not really. All the years you worked and contributed to Medicare, that funds Medicare Part A. There is no additional premium if you put in your 40 quarters. Now, if you're between 30 and 39 quarters, you're going to pay an elevated premium for Part A. And if you work less than 30 quarters, you're going to pay a full $506 per month for Medicare Part A. Now, Part A is your hospital coverage. It pays for your hospital room. It has a little over a $1,600 deductible, and you'll share in the cost per day after day 60. Now, on the other hand, Medicare Part B does have a premium associated with it. The standard rate for Medicare Part B medical coverage is $174.70 per month. Now, that premium can vary depending on your income, and we'll look at that further in just a moment. The standard rate is $174.70 per month. In addition to that, Medicare Part B has a deductible. It's a $240 one-time annual deductible that you must pay. Once you've reached your deductible, at that point, Medicare steps in and it goes to an 80-20 split. Medicare covers 80%, you pay 20% of all medical expenses when enrolled in Medicare Part B. Your Medicare Part B premium will vary based on your 2022 modified adjusted gross income. If you file as an individual and your income was less than $103,000, or if you file joint and your income was less than $206,000, you'll pay the standard rate of $174.70. Incrementally, the rate will go up depending on your income in 2022. The Medicare Savings Program is designed to help low-income earners pay their Part B premium. It also helps reduce your prescription drug costs. Income and resource limits, like what you have in your checking, savings, and investment accounts, help determine whether you'll qualify for the Medicare Savings Program. If you're drawing Social Security benefits, your Part B premium will automatically be withheld from your Social Security check. If you're not on Social Security, you'll receive a quarterly bill. If you'd like to set up a monthly option, they offer monthly debit from your bank account, and you can set that up at mymedicare.gov. We've established that Original Medicare has two parts associated with it. There's Part A, hospital coverage, and Part B, medical coverage. Part A has no monthly premium associated. Part B has a standard $174.70 premium per month. Now, let's just say you enrolled in Medicare Part A and Part B. You got your red, white, and blue card. You didn't have employer-based insurance, and you said, Dan, I'm not going to call one of your advisors. I'm not going to make an appointment. I'm just going to roll with Medicare A and B and see how that works out. Let's talk a little bit about what that would look like. First of all, you'd have very extensive coverage. Medicare covers everything from a headache to a heart attack. Great coverage. You would have an extensive network. You can go to any doctor, any place, anytime within the United States that's willing to accept Medicare. However, when it comes to paying the bill, it might not be as extensive as what you would think. On Part A hospital benefits, if you went into the hospital, there's a $1,632 deductible that you would pay before Medicare would pay anything on your hospital expense. It also has a cost share after day 60. So Medicare would pay 100% of your hospital expense for the first 60 days. After day 60, you would pay $408 per day out to day 90. After day 90, you get into what's called lifetime reserve days. You have 365 lifetime days where you would pay $816 per day. After you've exhausted those lifetime days, then Medicare pays nothing on your hospital expense. Now, these benefits are established on a benefit period basis, meaning the benefit period starts when you go into the hospital. That's when the clock starts ticking. You hit your deductible the first 60 days, then after day 60, your 408, you start to pay that per day out to day 90. The benefit period resets if you've been out of the hospital for 60 days. If you're out of the hospital for 60 days and you go back in, it resets at day one. The deductible would apply, and then the first 60 days, Medicare pays 100%. After day 60, the cost share would kick in. After you get to day 90, you start to use the lifetime reserve days. On Medicare Part B, Medicare Part B is your medical coverage. It covers the physician, the services, and the supplies. It covers doctor's visits and lab work. It covers everything inside the motel room, shall we say. On Part B, there's a $240 deductible. You pay the first $240, and then Medicare splits the costs on your medical 80-20 from that point forward. Medicare covers 80%, you're going to be on the hook for 20% of all medical expense. As you can see, if you just have Medicare A and B with no other coverage in place, you're playing Russian roulette with medical bankruptcy. That's not a great position to put yourself in.
Oh, no!
So now that you can see there's unlimited liability if you just have Medicare A and B, what are our options to help manage these costs? Well, there's two options available in the marketplace. The first is what we call Medicare Supplement or Medigap insurance. It's a secondary insurance to original Medicare. So you would enroll in Medicare Part A and Part B, and you would put a Medicare Supplement plan in place that would fill in the gaps in Medicare Part A and Part B. You would then enroll in a Part D prescription drug plan to help manage your prescription drug costs. The second option is what we call Medicare Advantage coverage or Medicare Complete Medicare Part C. It is a complete health plan that includes the benefits of Part A and Part B all rolled into one plan by a private insurance company. Medicare Part C many times will include a drug plan, or you would enroll in a standalone prescription drug plan along with your Medicare Advantage plan. Let's first of all look at the Medicare Supplement coverage. Medicare Supplement insurance is a secondary insurance to original Medicare A and B. So you would be enrolled in Medicare Part A and Part B, and you would have a secondary insurance through a private insurance company that would fill in the gaps that we discussed earlier in Medicare Part A and Part B. Now, a couple key things that I want you to understand when it comes to the supplements. First of all, there's plans A through N, several plan options to choose from, but all insurance companies are offering you the same benefit plans. So you can get literature from XYZ company telling you about a plan G, and you can get literature from an ABC company telling you about plan G. These companies, although their literature looks different, they're offering you the same exact benefits. The only difference between one company and another is going to be the price. So benefits are regulated top down by the government. All plan Gs are created equal. All plan Ns are created equal. But the pricing is regulated bottom up by the insurance companies. So you can have one plan, a plan G, that's $50 a month cheaper with one company than it is another. That's why I recommend you speak with one of our advisors. Our advisors are going to look at your county. They're independent. They don't work for an insurance company. They work for you. So they're going to find out based on the plan that you select, which company is going to have the best rate for you on that particular plan. So there are Medicare supplement policies A through N. Several different coverage options to choose from. Here's the deal. Plan G from 2020 moving forward is the gold standard. It is the most comprehensive Medicare supplement policy. If you step down from Plan G, you'll have more out-of-pocket expense when you use your insurance. But with a Plan G fully supplements Medicare Part A. It pays the $1,600 deductible, so you don't have to. It pays the cost share after day 60, so you don't have to. With Plan G, you will be responsible for the Part B deductible, that $240. After that, Medicare pays 80%. The Supplement Plan G picks up the 20%. So with the Medicare Supplement Plan G, you pay up front, you pay little to nothing when you use the insurance. The only exception, that one-time annual $240 deductible. Let's review the key benefits and features to a Medicare supplement policy. First of all, when you go with a Medicare supplement policy, you don't have to worry whether your doctor or hospital will accept your insurance. There's no networks on the supplement policy, so you can go to any doctor, any hospital willing to work with Medicare. Secondly, when you have fixed income, it's nice to have fixed expenses. With the Medicare supplement policy, you simply pay a monthly premium to the insurance company and pay little to nothing when you use the insurance, so your cost doesn't fluctuate. The next point I'd like to mention, with a supplement, your benefits are guaranteed for life. Your coverage benefits never change, and they're guaranteed as long as you pay your premiums. Finally, with a Medicare supplement, there is no pre-existing condition and no waiting period. So you know once you're enrolled, you're covered. Now, we've taken care of the hospital. We've taken care of your medical expense. Let's talk about prescription drug coverage. Medicare Part D is your prescription drug coverage. It's facilitated by private insurance companies. Each insurance company has a network of pharmacies that they work with. They also have their own formulary, so the cost of medicine will vary from company to company. It's imperative that we get you with the right provider based on the medications and the pharmacy that you use. So initially, we're going to want to know your medicine. We're going to know what pharmacy you use. But beyond that, each year, we have an annual election period. It's from October 15th through December 7th. And in this window, we shop the drug plan for the upcoming year. Because each year, the tiers of drugs can change. The pharmacies that are in network can change. So it's imperative that each year we look at this and confirm that you're on the right plan for the upcoming year. Just this past year, I had a customer whose medicine was $3 a month. She got a notice that her cost was going to $300 a month on her current plan. We were able to move her to a new plan, lower that cost back down under $5 a month. It's imperative that we look at this each year, October 15th through December 7th, and determine which plan is going to be best for the upcoming calendar year. Every culture has their version of it. Churros in Mexico to hot Krispy Kreme donuts right here in America. It doesn't get much better than fried dough covered in sugar. In fact, the only donut I've ever heard anyone complain about is the Medicare Part D donut hole. You see, Medicare Part D has different coverage phases, and the price that you pay at the pharmacy will vary depending on what phase you're in. It begins in January with the deductible phase. The deductible pertains to your brand name medicines, and you'll pay a specific amount for your prescription drugs when you get them filled. Once you've satisfied the deductible, you'll move into the initial coverage phase. In this window, you simply pay a copay for your prescription drugs. That will continue until your total cost of medicine exceeds $5,030. Once you've satisfied that, you'll move into the donut hole or the coverage gap. It's in this window that I get a lot of phone calls from my customers. They're in a panic. Dan, I think my drug plan got canceled. Or, Dan, I don't know what happened, but my cost of medicine just went through the roof when I went to the pharmacy. What's typically happened is they've entered the coverage gap or the donut hole. In this window, you pay 25% of the prescription drug costs, and that will continue until your out-of-pocket costs exceed $8,000. Once you spend $8,000 on your medicine, you'll enter the catastrophic coverage phase. In this phase, you pay 5% of the cost of your medications. That will continue through the end of the calendar year, and then this resets all over again January 1 with the deductible phase. It's important that you know what pharmacies are in your network. If you go to a preferred pharmacy, you're going to have the lowest out-of-pocket cost for your medications. If you go to a standard pharmacy, the cost of medicine is going to be higher. And if you go out of network, you'll pay the full cost for your medication. Just like Medicare Part B has different premiums depending on your income, Medicare Part D also adjusts your premium depending on your 2022 modified adjusted gross income. The more you make, the more you pay. So to review, Medicare Part D is facilitated by private insurance companies. It's imperative that you're on the right plan with the right provider based on the medications and the pharmacies that you use. Also know that if you don't enroll in Medicare Part D when you're eligible, you could face a Part D late enrollment penalty. It's 1% for every month that you didn't enroll that you were eligible. So with many Part D plans being very, very affordable premium-wise, it's important that we get you enrolled in a Medicare Part D plan day one. Prescription saving plans are an additional way to help control your costs of medication. Check out the links below to make sure you're taking advantage of all the prescription saving options available to you. You should now understand your first option, Original Medicare with a supplement and a standalone prescription drug plan. This is a great choice for many, but there is an alternative. The second option is what we call Medicare Advantage plans. The Advantage plans do not correspond or correlate with Original Medicare. It is an alternative option to help cover your hospital, medical, and drug expenses. Let's transition now and talk about your second option, Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare Advantage plans are an affordable alternative to Original Medicare. When you enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan, you enroll in what's known as Medicare Part C. It's a complete health plan provided by a private insurance company that's contracted with Medicare to provide these plans. The plan will include Part A hospital coverage and Part B medical coverage. But bear in mind your co-pays or co-insurance when you use the insurance can vary from one plan to another or one company to another. Now, these plans include your hospital, your medical, many times your drugs, and dental, vision, and hearing benefits that aren't available in Original Medicare. With these plans, you'll continue to pay your Part B premium. However, you'll pay little to no monthly premium, so you're not paying for insurance that you don't use. That's right, with these plans, you pay little to nothing up front, but you pay as you use your coverage, up till you reach your maximum for the year, your maximum out of pocket. Now, these plans do have an open enrollment window. As the benefits can vary from year to year, it's always beneficial that you check in with one of our advisors and ensure that you're on the right plan for the upcoming year. That window is October 15th through December 7th. The plan you have, benefits and copays can change, so we want to look at that each year during that annual election window. This hypothetical example illustrates how the costs can vary from one plan to another. Although they all must provide you with A and B benefits, the premium, copays, drug coverage, dental, vision, and hearing, and then of course the networks will vary from one plan to another. You must be enrolled in Medicare Part A and B and live in the plan's service area to be eligible to join a Medicare Advantage plan. One of the key features of Medicare Advantage is there are no health questions asked and no pre-existing conditions. Your Medicare Part B premium is used to fund your Medicare Advantage plan. You may be charged an additional premium monthly for your Advantage coverage. However, most Advantage plans have a zero premium associated with it. That makes them a great choice for individuals on a fixed income, or for those who are very healthy, you're not paying for insurance that you don't use. Now, each Medicare Advantage plan has different premiums and costs for service, so it's important to compare the plans in your area and understand the costs and benefits before you join a Medicare Advantage plan. There are various subcategories of Medicare Advantage plans. There's what's known as chronic special needs plans. These plans are designed for individuals who are battling a chronic condition. They help control the costs of medication and treatment for those individuals. There's also dual eligible plans. These plans are designed for individuals with both Medicare and Medicaid. They typically have zero copay for all approved services. and offer additional benefits like dental, vision, hearing that original Medicare typically doesn't allot for. To all the veterans in the audience, let me first say thank you. Now let's talk about your options. Option 1 is to simply enroll in Medicare Part A and refuse Medicare Part B. You'll be limited to the VA for all healthcare and prescription services. However, you won't pay a Part B premium. Your second option is to enroll in both Medicare Part A and Part B. This will make you eligible for a Medicare supplement or Medicare Advantage plan, allowing you to go outside of the Veterans Network for healthcare and prescription services. The third option is for individuals with TRICARE. If you have TRICARE, you have incredible coverage. You can go outside of the Veterans Network, but you do have to enroll in both Medicare Part A and Part B. Let's review some of the key components to a Medicare Advantage plan. These complete health plans have very little to no monthly premium associated with them, so you're not paying for insurance that you don't use. Secondly, you will pay as you use the coverage. So be aware with these plans there are co-pays to keep it affordable as you use your coverage, and there is a maximum out of pocket to keep it manageable each and every year should things really go south with your health. Also, these plans offer additional benefits. You'll pick up dental, vision, and hearing coverage that's not available in original Medicare. Be aware, these plans do vary from one company to another and from one plan to another. So your co-pays and your additional benefits can change from plan to plan. So you've come to a fork in the road and a decision has to be made as to which path you're going to take. Fortunately, it's not a right or wrong decision, but it's a choice as to which coverage option meets your needs the best. In fact, I have family members that have Medicare supplement coverage and family members that have Medicare Advantage plans. We can eat Thanksgiving dinner together and no one's firing shots across the table because they knew up front what coverage options were available and made the choice that was best for them. This chart breaks down the key differences between Medicare supplement coverage and Medicare Advantage plans. With the Medicare supplement plans, you pay a higher premium each month to the insurance company to have no copays or co-insurance when you use your coverage. There's no referrals necessary, and you can go to any doctor, any place, anytime within the United States that accepts Medicare. Now, some services are not covered by original Medicare, and therefore your supplement won't cover them. Services like routine vision, hearing, and dental are not covered by the Medicare supplement plan. The rule of thumb is if Medicare pays, the supplement pays. And as I stated, Medicare is very comprehensive when it comes to coverage, everything from a headache to a heart attack. But you guys out there looking for a facelift, Medicare's not going to pay, and the supplement's not going to pay either. I'm sorry. The good news is, though, you do have coverage anywhere in the U.S. and limited services outside the U.S. with a Medicare supplement policy. On the other hand, Medicare Advantage plans typically have a low upfront cost, and you're not paying for insurance that you don't use. The premiums to the insurance company are low, but you do pay a copay or co-insurance up to your maximum out of pocket when you use your Medicare Advantage plan. On an Advantage plan, referrals are rarely required. Now, bear in mind, these plans are network-based plans. They're facilitated by private insurance companies who are contracted with doctors and hospitals to provide you these services. It's important that you select a plan that's right for you based on the doctors and hospitals that you use. Medicare Advantage plans include many ancillary benefits. They cover routine dental, vision, and hearing benefits. Some Advantage plans will provide coverage for gym memberships and over-the-counter medications. These plans are designed as a complete healthcare package. They include your medical benefits, but also provide coverage to help improve your overall health. And finally, with the Advantage plans, you'll have emergency services covered worldwide. Now that summarizes the key differences between Medicare Supplement and Medicare Advantage coverage. But to get a more in-depth look at the coverages available in your area, I highly recommend that you make an appointment with one of our advisors. They're going to help identify all the plans in your area, what coverage options are available, and help tailor a plan to meet your specific needs. They'll assist you in enrolling in the plan that's right for you. Please understand that you've come to a fork in the road, and this decision is not a short-term decision, but this is a long-term decision as to which pathway you will take. Will I go with Medicare supplement coverage long-term or Medicare Advantage plans long-term? There's always someone out there that thinks, I'm going to beat the system. I'm going to go with a Medicare Advantage plan right now and save that premium while I'm healthy. And then when the check engine light starts flashing on my health, I'll switch over to a Medicare supplement policy. It may not be that easy. If you want to transition to a Medicare supplement policy from a Medicare Advantage plan, you can do so in the first 3 months of your initial enrollment. You have a guaranteed issue into a Medicare supplement, no health questions asked. Also, if you've had a Medicare supplement policy prior and you enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan, you have a 12-month opt-out window in which you can go back to the same supplement plan that you had prior. Finally, if you wait beyond that 12 months, you will have to health qualify to get back into a Medicare supplement policy. I had a customer in my office the other day, and we were going through that health questionnaire to see if she'd qualify, and I asked, do you use tobacco? Well, she thought I said, do you use a backhoe? And she had grown up on the farm, was very skilled at operating heavy equipment. So she's like, yes, I do, but I don't see how that relates to me qualifying for the supplement. Well, for the record, we aren't going to ask whether you can use a backhoe, but we will need to know if you use tobacco. We want to know your height, your weight, your medical, and your pharmaceutical history. Those things will all play into determining whether you'll qualify for a Medicare supplement policy. So please understand, this is a long-term play. You may be able to change lanes down the road, but you have no guarantee beyond what I just mentioned. On the other hand, if you'd like to transition from a Medicare supplement policy to a Medicare Advantage plan, you can do so each year during the annual election period from October 15th through December 7th. You would enroll in that window and your coverage would take effect January of the following year. Now, there is no health questions asked, no pre-existing conditions should you choose to move to a Medicare Advantage plan. And bear in mind, you do have a 12-month opt-out to go back to the Medicare supplement should you just not like the way the Medicare Advantage plan works. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed today's workshops and got answers to many of the questions that you had regarding Medicare. So what's your next step? First of all, you need to make sure you've got original Medicare. To enroll, you can click on the link below, call one of the 800 numbers, or if you're not a do-it-yourselfer, a little unsure, reach out to one of our advisors. They'll help guide you through the enrollment process. Secondly, once you have that red, white, and blue card, it's really time to make your appointment. Schedule an appointment with one of our advisors that can help tailor a plan based on your specific location, based on your medications, the doctors, and the hospitals that you use. Whether it's Medicare Advantage or Medicare Supplement, we're going to work with you to get the plan in place that you need. Also know that we're here to provide a lifetime of support. If life changes, if you move, if things happen and you need to look at a different option, we're here to help navigate those changes with you. Now, once you have those boxes checked, get back to enjoying life. Live your best life, knowing that your future and your finances are secure because you chose to work with SecureMyMedicare.com. Thank you again.
I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby, your love is gonna change me. And now I can see everything.